This is Tyler Gobble with What's New in Poetry via Real Pants. Big thanks to Bruce Covey for inviting me along, and to Adam and Amy for all the good work they've been doing over at Real Pants. Really love it. So this is with Morek, which is my new book, my first book from Coconut Books. It came out at the end of last year. Really stoked it's in the world. Stoked they brought it in the world. Yes. And so I'm gonna read a couple poems from that, and then a couple from a new project. This one's called Legitimate Bustle. I wrote it for Mark McGuire in 1998. I see you there on the other side of the pizza, a unicorn in a demystified mist. When I opened my mouth to tell you 75% of me feels nice, and the other 25% is a new driveway overglistened with rain. Out tumbles a baby, and a baby, and a baby, and a baby. Have you noticed? Are you ready for this party? I throw my hands up, you throw your hands up. Around and around the pizza it goes. The wave at a St. Louis Cardinals game. Back to the Future ride at the county fair. The nunchucks of nightmares. How quickly my pizza gets cold, you say. My mouth works again, all out of babies. I say the exact amount of confetti is not the important part. This next one from the book is called Escape Tunnel Vision. That's the first poem I wrote when I moved to Austin a few years ago from my beloved Indiana. The produce gal says there are no definites. Well, besides avocados, yes, there are avocados, aisle 2. And I didn't say this, my mouth of organic samples, but here's my thesis. No, produce gal. It is definite when the goats cross a certain point, they're officially out of the shed. The train is out of town. Once it's hollering, lets you go back to bed. The hummingbirds have stopped, startled by the line of smoke leaving the woods. You're exactly half on the porch, half with your head still stuck in that astronaut helmet. In fact, there is a man in the TV. He's wearing a suit and solving complex problems with just a piece of chalk. The microwave beeps, and I feel certain the pizza is done, though it went in the oven. There is such a thing as a valid question. Where have all the good slip and slides gone? At what point did Jay think meth wouldn't kill him? After a while, you begin to confuse your neighbor with the cement mixer he drives to work, and how amazing it is he parks his beer cans behind the truck, or is it himself every evening, so he can definitely crush them in the morning. Nowadays, once you buy a plane ticket, you're pretty much going there. D wins money at the casino. D puts the money he's won in his mouth. By a show of hands, who wears oven mitts? When a baby wails from across the dirt road, has it been shaken, or will it be shaken as a result? It should be clear by now I am talking about that centermost spot of one skull where the fact that the dog ran away and the new mound of dirt in the yard bashed together. Alright, these last two are from my next book, which is called Other People's Poems and Other Poems, which I'm delighted that Civil Coping Mechanisms will be putting out at the beginning of 2016, of course. It'll be coming out. So this first one's called Other People's Peanuts, and it's a sestina. The man removed his coat and revealed his torso to be, guess what? A peanut. All day you had watched him centrally chew his lettuce, had developed a crush from the close proximity, like a kitchen drawer that gets a new chevron liner. When he left for the chevron, you did too. You threw on your coat, grabbed a pair of socks from the drawer to wear as mittens, afraid to lose your peanut fingers in this Minneapolis freeze that will crush your head of lettuce. Your affection blossomed like the lettuce of old in the field where the Chevron station now squats, crushing the earth, the fumes of its living rusting through its dirt coat, killing all the peanuts, trying to stuff our evolved trousers back in the drawer. Like money from a cash drawer, you felt worth a lot of lettuce, a million peanuts, all the 40s at all the chevrons, a rack of coats at a very fancy men's store. You crush and you crush. Shivering in your drawers, you put on another coat. Wilting like lettuce in your minivan outside the Chevron, you wait for him. You feel united to him like a peanut to another peanut seconds before they get crushed and jarred for 4.17 on the shelves of the Chevron. Together you will be dust sent to God's junk drawer among the lettuce-colored sticky notes and color samples for the next coat he spatters on the walls of his peanut drawer apartment. As you follow, you learn his day finishes, crush lettuce, eat a salad, shave his jaw, go to the club in his nicest chevron sweater. Alright, and this last one here to finish up is called Other People's Potatoes. And it's about my latest identity crisis. America, I'm not your potato. A potato has 48 chromosomes, and I have forgotten how many I have. A potato can be cooked more ways than I have chromosomes, probably. My ancestors domesticated the potato, and I am mostly not domesticated. I leave my peels everywhere. I'm sorry. Sweet potatoes are well loved around the world, and most folks in Switzerland don't know who the fuck I am. I'm not a potato. I once heard a shaman say you can put a raw potato on that, meaning on a broken bone, meaning to promote healing. My mother told me to rub cool potato juice on my face to cure my acne. It got worse, and what's the deal with potatoes having juice anyway? I guess potatoes are fruits. I'm not a fruit. I'm an American, and Thomas Jefferson introduced the French fry to the U.S. in 1801, but where I come from, we call them by their Christian name. Freedom fries, $1.50 a plate at Friendly's restaurant. Agriculturalists in Europe found the potatoes were much easier to handle than other crops, except when they're hot, of course, which is something I guess potatoes and I have in common. Another thing potatoes and I have in common is that we were both not mentioned in the Bible. And true, I always believed my mother, who said, son, you are what you eat. The average American eats 137.9 pounds of potatoes each year. But gracious, I'm not convinced. No, I'm not a potato. Potatoes first became popular when Marie Antoinette wore a crown of potato blossoms in a parade. I've been popular since Josh Caldwell's German Shepherd bit a big hunk of my elbow off, and I didn't even cry one bit. People somewhere else fought a war over potatoes. As far as I know, no one has ever fought a war over me. Potatoes are grown in all 50 states, and until this past August, I'd only lived in Indiana. Also, I mostly taste awful. Also, potatoes are a powerful aphrodisiac, says a physician in Ireland, and that's the last thing I need.